What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for tuning in and clicking on this video. I appreciate you guys. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know, we're trying to pump out a bunch of content. I think we're trying to go for 3 videos a week this year, so there's going to be a bunch of stuff coming. Want to make sure you don't miss any of it, so hit that subscribe button and make sure you get notified every time we drop a new video. And really the goal of this channel is to help you guys catch more fish, and I got a little thing right here that is going to help you catch some more fish. It's going to help you put more fish in the boat. That's a fact, and that is the brand new Epic Baits Shaky Head. So we're going to dive in, talk all about it, and show you how to rig it, kind of explain everything about it. It's a little tricky if you just look at it, but we're going to dive in, show you all the details about it, so that's all coming up. All right, so this right here, this is the Epic Baits Scott Suggs Edition Shaky Head. So this bait right here has been in the works for probably going on 2 years now. You know, I remember we all were sitting around a table down at the Epic Baits Ranch hanging out, and we wanted a good shaky head, and we were kind of kicking around ideas of what we want to see in a shaky head, and we all kind of settled on this idea right here. And you know, Scott Suggs was pivotal in very, what's the word I'm looking for? He was very particular in how he wanted this bait to act, and kind of just the hook that he wanted in this bait. So ended up going with a lot of input from him and a lot of input from everybody else in this bait. So we have finally got the finished product. It's a little hard to get them out of here, that's for sure. Getting caught on the barb, that's what's happening. Oh, you just got to turn it. It's so easy if you just turn it a little bit. They slide right out. Look at that. Ah, learn something new every day. Anyway, here we go. This is the Shaky Head. So you're going to look at this thing and be like, wait a minute, it looks bent. Something's wrong. I got to send it back and get new ones. No, that's exactly how it's designed, is with that bend right here in that hook. And that is critical in the rigging of this bait, and then the hookup ratio of this bait. So, you know, what we wanted a non-screw lock shaky head. You know, I really don't like screw locks on my shaky heads because basically it acts as a weed guard. So whenever you have a screw lock coming off of your jig head right here, and then your worm goes from there to the hook point, all that's doing is blocking the hook from getting into the fish. Like, that is literally acting as a weed guard to the hook. So we wanted a jig head that would allow the bait to sit right against the jig head. So we wanted no screw locks. And then the bend in the hook allows that V-bend in the hook to kind of come up and add more gap to the bait. So, you know, the gap is the distance from the eye to the hook point. So I always like to run my finger down there, and you see that clears over my fingernail. So there's a bunch of gap in there, and that's what that little bend does, is add more gap in there. So let's take a bait here and rig it up. You know, this bait was designed for all of your little finesse worms, and this right here is the Yamamoto Pro Senko. That's probably my go-to on a shaky head. It's a very thin Senko style bait, but it comes down to a point at the end. So it has a lot of action, and it stands up well on the shaky head. So basically, you're gonna rig this up like you would a Texas rig on just a normal hook. You're just gonna start the bait through there and go down just about 1/8 of an inch or so, just like that. Slide him up on there. And now I like to spin it around before I go up over the barb. That way nothing gets tore up once you're over there. So I spin it around like how I'm gonna rig it, and then we push it up over the barb, up to the head of the bait, just like that. So now he's on there. And now I don't have to worry about spinning it, and that tears up your bait, so then it doesn't stay up on the top. So if you spin it before you push it up there, it gives it a fresh piece of plastic for that bait keeper to hold the bait up there, and allows you to get more life out of your bait. So next up, we're just gonna rig it up like we would a standard Texas rigged worm or anything like that. You know, kind of go through there like that. I like to run it all the way through and then pull it back and just tuck that hook point in a little bit, just like that. So there you go, there's your finished product. And now you see it looks perfect, like it looks straight, and you don't even notice that bend in the hook, but you got all that gap there to hook that fish whenever he bites it. So, you know, obviously a shaky head's gonna be a spinning rod technique, so we didn't want too heavy gauge of a hook. So this is a fairly light gauge hook. You can throw it on all your spinning rods, 8, 10, 12 pound line, whatever type of structure you're fishing in. And you know, whenever this thing is crawling along the bottom, see that when it hits a bump, he stands straight up like that. And that was another thing that we were really involved in the design, is we wanted a 90-degree hook for that reason right there. So you throw this out there, he sinks down to the bottom, and just say he lands like that. As soon as you start pulling him, he's gonna stand straight up, just like that. And that worm's gonna be back there shaking around, and you're able to really crawl this bait on the bottom, and every little rock, it kicks that tail up, and that triggers those bites. But back to the whole design of this thing is with that hook. Once one bites it, you have got so much gap and a good strong hook in there that's gonna hook that fish and land him. You know, he's not gonna be able to get off with that V-bend hook. And this is a bait that is going to put a lot of fish in your boat. So it comes in all your standard shaky head sizes, 1/8, 3/16, and 1/4. For me personally, I'm probably more of an 1/8 and 3/16 guy. Every once in a while, I'll get up to that 1/4 ounce if I'm fishing a little bit deeper or it's really windy and you can't feel. But the bulk of the time, I'm trying to finesse around with a shaky head. I'm going with that 1/8 and 3/16. You know, color-wise, I keep it pretty simple. I throw brown or black for head color. You know, as far as worms, keep it simple with that as well. Green pumpkin, watermelon red, hard to beat the OGs in that sense. So this right here is a bait I'm really excited about, and I finally got them in my hands. I've had prototypes for a while, but they're finally available. They're ready to get in your boat and help you catch some more fish if you're a real shaky head fisherman. You know, like I said, I love throwing a shaky head, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. So if you're looking to try a new shaky head, this is the one to try right here. A lot of thought, 2 years of thought and design into this bait right here, and it's finally available. So appreciate you guys watching this video. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you're as excited as I am about the new shaky head. This thing's gonna be epic, no pun intended. It's gonna be epic, and I can't wait to get on a good shaky head bite and show you guys how good this thing's gonna be this year. So appreciate you guys watching. Leave me those likes and comments down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.